Okay. Well, welcome everyone, and thanks again for joining us in our third webinar and presentation on Laguna and Glade. It's great to see so many people supporting the site and the next stage, and we're really excited about the activity to date for both our on-site internal team and obviously our extended supportive external channel partners, a lot of who are on here today. As we draw closer to opening up a open stock list and get things rolling with additional content and collateral and some really exciting and amazing digital tools that everyone will be able to use in the not too distant future, we thought we'd take this opportunity to introduce some more of the team members who have been working closely with us, not just on this stage, but in preceding stages. Very excited to introduce Marcello and Meredith from Fisher and Paykel, who will be talking through the appliance pack options that have been put together by their team, working very closely with our development team, and obviously taking feedback from a lot of the sales teams over the years as to what the client's interests and specification needs are. We'll also have Bob from CBP, so I'll just Phillip Court, who's the just leave it at that one. So Bob from CBP, who will be talking about our sales contracts and where we're at with those, which will be finalised in the not too distant future as well as Phillip Court from Brighton Duggan, who manages all of our strata managing agents on site. They've worked very closely with us, as have CBP, for we're probably well into our 10th plus year with both of the teams, who are very well versed on not just Wentworth Point, but also community living and estate management processes and systems. So I think without further ado, I'll introduce Marcello and Meredith, who I believe, as an introduction, I'd also like to say, towards the end of their presentation, they're actually going to be awarding a prize. So for those of you who are out there watching, please pay close attention, because there will be a question at the end, and the first person who gets that correct answer through to a specific email, which will be listed in the presentation, you'll win an amazing prize, which I'll pass over to Marcello and Meredith, who will introduce what that prize is.
Beautiful. Thank you. On behalf of Fisher and Paykel, Paul, thank you very much for inviting myself and Meredith to this beautiful event. And I'm sure the journey and the insight that we're going to be able to share with your clients today is really going to give a open and transparent clarity of why Fisher and Paykel is the #1 choice for Sekisui for this particular Phase 5 development. Meredith and I will discuss the branding, where we sit in today's place, where we are as a global brand, as well as the marketing tools associated and what we're going to show you through today. All right, so for us to understand why Sekisui and the Phase 5 project selected Fisher and Paykel, we need to understand more about the brand and why we are one of the most preferred brands in the market today. For people who aren't aware, Fisher and Paykel was established in 1934. We are a design hub. We design all our products in New Zealand for the Australasian and global markets. We have over 450 designers, engineers that have a pioneering spirit, that look at product and development and how they can bring product to life around the world. The way we design is we design for a changing world. We understand there's a human connection in elements that we bring to market. We notice that the urbanisation in today's changing environment is key, with specific developments and how our product suits those developments. Sustainability. Well, let me say sustainability is key. If you want to be successful in today's market, and having strategies and how our business is moving forward in this particular segment, which I'll revert to a bit further down the slides. Healthy living. I think we've all noticed that whilst being in lockdown, that we need to, bring that home to the heart and cook and look at food in a different way. And our product supports and helps that, which I'll identify a bit further down the slides. And technology. if we look at all these developments that are happening through Sekisui, it's all about reshaping the way that we live and having product that is a connected result. We aim to be the world's most human-centered appliance brand, and that's where our brand really is heading. We integrate with people. We want that beautiful food. We want that beautiful experience and provide that to all consumers. We design with people in mind. The life lived around our products is one of our key elements, and that is the purpose. The purpose is to create moments of delight, to get in the heart of the home, sustainably enhancing the quality of people's lives now and for future generations. We then look at our values, and our values are key to our business, and these underpin everything that we do around the curiosity, around innovation, in how we bring product to life. As I touched on before, sustainability, making sure that we as a company have a sustainably minded committee that is working through baseline strategy for next year and understanding what these targets are globally. Trusted, being a trusted brand. A lot of you people on the call today and the wider audience understand Fisher & Paykel's value is that it's a trusted product in today's market, and we're generous. Our spirit is all around our product and our design and the fundamental belief that we can collaborate with people. So therefore, our lead and goal that I think you all need to be aware of, Fisher & Paykel's #1 luxury, premium and most human-centered appliance brand in the world is our #1 leading goal, aspiration, and that's where we're heading to in Australia and around the world. So what you try to do is look at design philosophies, turning everyday routines into rituals. We look at what design is like. We look at what our product can suit your development. And with respect to Sekisui's development, having that full integration solution that highlights their design, and we work with them on these sort of projects and designs. Providing performance or that perfect result, having that product that provides that tactile feel, excuse me, the tactile feel that gives you an appliance that gives back to the person who is using. They're beautiful to use, simplistic, clean lines, excuse me, easy to use, but innovative and driven by technology. And obviously built to last. You know, everything that we design in our design center is manufactured to a point and built where it's heavily engineered and used in a way that it's built to last. But the key factor here is also the respect for the planet and sustainability. Our sustainability committee is really focused on delivering products around the world to provide in a sustainably minded way, and that's part of our baseline strategy moving forward. Some recent awards that we've won that I'd like to share with you all, and these are global awards. So when we look at our ovens and our integrated solutions, we've got the Red Dot Award, which is a global award, understanding our product does meet the criteria around from a New Zealand design product, but also providing that assurancy, that global recognition around the world. KBIS, again, our professional series, and how that looks and how that gets delivered around the world, that's getting acknowledgement and wins throughout. And obviously our world first, when we look at our dish drawers and our integration solution there, and providing a design freedom all the way through to the end user. So I've got a little video here that we've put together just to provide you. It's a quick clip around the ultimate kitchen solution that I think you'll all enjoy. Please tell me if you can hear this.
No, March, the sound didn't come through.
Didn't come through?
No.
Okay, so I think I'll just play the rest of it. You can see what I mean. So as you can see with that film clip, it's all about the ultimate kitchen solution, providing product that suits and works with everyone's design. We have three key pillars here. So the ultimate kitchen solution to provide perfect combination of products. The beauty of choice. So you provide your product that's designed to your taste, and obviously design freedom, allowing product to work in with everyone's everyday design and feel into their particular development. The beauty of choice and product styles is key. So when we look at the offer that we currently have in our styles, we have the minimalist, which you'll see a lot of in the Glade and the Laguna, the contemporary, which is more refined with the stainless steel look, the professional series, which we'll have out next year, and obviously the traditional classic series. When you look at design freedom, as I said earlier, it's all about providing product that's best suited for your development and giving the designers and architects and clients a choice of putting our product in and leveraging off what we provide to market. Our end-to-end connected user experience allows us to have that connected solution, and something that we're looking at the penthouse, the 3 bedrooms that you guys will have, and in fact throughout the entire development, an enabled product that allows you to be connected throughout. And this sort of product is an incredible step forward in what we have going to market through the enabled app that we're bringing through. When we look at resource and designer materials, this is all about giving back to people who want specific files and images and Rivet files that they can download and use in trade portals where they can design and feel free to design product as they require with our product in mind. Our Experience Centre, some of you may know our Experience Centre. So this is located in Alexandria. This place here is designed for obviously events like today to come in and experience what we're all about and understanding how our product has been brought to life in the journey that we're currently going through. And Meredith will touch more on the Experience Centre in her slides, but this is a key for our business moving forward and how we bring people together and within our journey. So when we look at our global brands and our global brands where we sit as a brand and a company, this is the depth of brand that we have. So Fisher & Paykel in the hierarchy pyramid here is our most premium brand. It's aligned to DCS, which is our premium barbecue brand, but Fisher & Paykel has been targeted for a global point to be the #1 premium brand around the world. When we look at this, we also need to understand, you know, outside of our globalization is that all the factories that you see on your right screen there, from a trading company to R&D and manufacturing, we own all those factories. So every product that you see now that's been brought into the Australian market, we build, design, and bring out through the market to our own factories around the world. So when we look at bringing product to life, we have a simple way. We work all our products through a series. So we look at different series. So the products that we have listed in the Sekisui development will work through series 7, 9, and 11. So we look at the appliance pack. So for people who haven't seen this before, our 1 and 2 bedroom inclusions for the Laguna and Glade appliance pack, we have, we start on the left there, obviously a 60 centimeter built-in oven, 6 function with telescopic runners, Wi-Fi enabled. We then go to a gas on glass with cast iron trivets with twin woks for very simple, easy, clean, minimalist lines. Then we have the integrated 600 undermount with high suction, so great for cooking. We then go into that design freedom, which is the fully integrated dishwasher with 7 wash functions, 15 place settings, 4-star energy and 5-star water. So real efficient dishwasher. Again, connected appliance, Wi-Fi enabled. And then we go through to our black stainless steel built-in microwave, 28 litre capacity, 8 cooking functions, very simple, easy to clean and use. And then finally, we've got the 5 kilo wall hung dryer with auto sensing and 4 fabric care modes with delay start. So from a appliance pack from Laguna and Glade, 1 and 2 bedroom inclusions, that's the package you guys will be promoting and utilizing in those rooms. When we move over to the 3 bedrooms, so the more premium sort of packs, the pack's slightly different. So what we've decided to do is first to market through Sekisui, we've been able to launch our combination built-in steam oven, which will be included into the 3 bedrooms. That has a 23 function steam cooking and conventional cooking facility, a guided touch and dial facility for people who want to use both the touch and dial, enabled Wi-Fi connected, And a great avenue with this particular product, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you have the app and you download our app and you're able to connect with the actual oven, you can actually upgrade and update recipes in the future. So it's always future-proof product. Then we go to the hybrid. So again, first to market with Sekisui. Our 900 hybrid has a single twin ring wok burner, high megajoule rating of 21 megajoules, to then the 4-zone induction cooktop with full touch and slide, full Wi-Fi enabled as well. Great product, seamless, very easy to clean. Again, we go into a integrated range hood with high cubic suction great for cooking. Then we look at the the fully integrated dishwasher, as we touched on before, with 15 place settings. Very quiet, very great, real great product. It also has a separate cutlery basket. You'll notice in the picture above as well. And then this particular 3-bedroom also gets the combination microwave oven. So 37-litre combi microwave oven, griller, and a fully functioning oven. So basically with this particular 3-bedroom unit, you've got 2 ovens all in one. And then of course you've got the 5-kilo wall hung dry water sensing detection. So they're the 2 packs. So we've got 1 and 2 for the 2 bedrooms, and then you've got a 3-bedroom inclusion pack there. Additional to this, a part of what Paul was talking about for today. So the 2 bedrooms plus will get a French door black stainless steel ice and water, which is 487 litres, 3.5 stars, so one of our most efficient products. Again, Wi-Fi enabled. And then we go to the 3 bedrooms. So the 3 bedrooms gets a fully integrated French door fridge at 525 litres, Wi-Fi enabled, smart controls. Additional to this, the entire development, including the dryer that you would have seen before, all has a 5-year warranty. So not do we only just put product together and put the right packages together, we back it up with a 5-year warranty. So every consumer has confidence in our brand, and we supply with a confident warranty of 5 years for all of them. Now, as you're all well aware, Sekisui has their own village to do with end-to-end users. We as well will integrate with that. So we have a premium ownership experience where we have 24/7 support through our customer care 7 days a week that people are allowed to get in and get involved with, and then action their service calls as required. So I'll now hand over to Meredith. Meredith.
Thanks, March. I'm just going to quickly talk to you about some marketing ideas where we can partner with Sekisui House to elevate both brands into that premium luxury space. If we just go to the next slide, March. I'll just talk you through the local project. Now, the local project is a platform that showcases beautiful architecturally designed homes. And we partner with some of Australia's top architects, and we showcase them on this platform. Now, this platform we've had such a great success with that we're actually developing a new platform that's going to be dedicated to commercial and multi-res. Now, this is going to give us and Sekisui House a great opportunity to showcase this new development. This is one of the fastest growing media platforms out there. They've got over 1.6 million followers across all their different audiences, across their website, 175,000 users a month. Their Instagram followers, 905,000 followers. They've got a print magazine that's going to be dedicated to multi-res developments. We've got Pinterest, we've got EDMs, we've got YouTube, and this is just a great way that's going to elevate both brands into the marketplace. I just want to quickly show you a video. The sound might not come through, but it's got to showcase to you some beautiful architecturally designed kitchens and how they've worked in the marketplace. If you just go to the next slide, Marge, and we'll just quickly show this. Thanks, Marge. If you just go to the next slide. So as you can see, that really does showcase some beautiful kitchens, and this is going to be a great platform for us to elevate this development in the marketplace. Now, as we mentioned before, the Experience Centre in Alexandria is an event space that we would love to utilise with you. We can do some customised events there. We can do VIP cocktail events. We can do VIP chef's table events. We can do pre and post cooking demonstrations. We'd love to invite, potential buyers of your penthouse to come into here and have some personalised cooking demonstrations with our Global Experience Centre chef. We can do some product demonstrations. We can show people how to use their appliances. We can do dedicated menu and cooking demonstrations. So this is a great way to showcase our appliances and to bring your customers in, so we can work with you to develop anything that we need there. Our next slide, March. So just some other things we can help you, showcase your development is by doing some co-marketing flyers that's got to talk about the appliance packs, the upgrade options, and showcase the beautiful kitchens within the development. We can also, next slide, do some case studies where we showcase the big development. This is just an example of one that we've done in Canberra. It's a beautiful multi-res development down there. It talks about the architecture, it talks about the development, it talks about Fisher & Paykel involvement, and it showcases on the next slide the appliance pack that's featured in that development. So we can work with you to showcase these and highlight these on our Fisher & Paykel social and digital platforms. If we just go to the next slide. And obviously we're going to work with Sekisui team to develop a marketing campaign that could include the local project collaboration that we just showed you. We can work on events at the Experience Centre. We can work with the case studies and activate across the Fisher & Paykel channels. We can do press releases. We can do flyers, videos, website optimization training, and cooking demonstrations in the EC. So these are just some of the ways that Fisher & Paykel is going to partner with Sekisui House to showcase this development in the marketplace. And as March said before, our leading goal is to be the #1 premium luxury appliance brand in the world, and everything we do is going to work towards that goal and elevate both brands into that premium luxury segment. Thank you, March. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Paul, I'll throw back to you. That is our brand. As we've said, our leading goal is to be the #1 luxury premium, most human-centered appliance brand in the world.
Fantastic, Marcello and Meredith presenting that, and we're very excited. Obviously, we got some great feedback with the appliances that were installed in our displays for phase 1 in the sales centre, along with the actual on-site apartments as well. So pass over to Phillip Court, who is executive manager for Brighton Duggan. We've worked with Phillip for probably nearing 20 years now across multiple sites, working back to the old days of Wentworth Point. He's been very actively involved in all of our sites that Sekisui House have been involved with since 2009. Not just at Wentworth Point, but wanted to pass on to him to do a little bit of a chat about community management and strata living.
Thanks, Paul, and thanks, Marcello and Meredith. Jess, I don't know if you can give me some permissions to share screen. Otherwise, if you want to open up when I flipped through to you. Yeah, that's it. So just quickly across to the next page, please, Jess. So just a bit about Brighton Duggan first. So we've been operating for over 45 years, and we're the most awarded strata management firm nationally, a total of 34 awards across the country. Specifically for New South Wales, we were large strata management business of the year, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. So it's been a very successful team that we've been operating for some time. We've got an executive team of 6 with over 100 years experience in strata, and 4 of those 6 executive members have been strata managers on the ground dealing with clients day-to-day. So we're all available to provide any advice, and if anyone has queries out of sanctuary site or strata in general, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. Our success, we always say, has been our people, and I think that ties back to what I've said with regards to the executive comparatively with a number of other firms. They may have one person that's been on their executive for the large firms that has actually been a strata manager. We've consistently adapted our business to lead change in the industry. I'm going to go through something a little later that we specifically worked on with Sekisui that the industry is starting to follow step in the way that we've dealt with them. And we take a proactive approach to customer service as opposed to reactive. And we've got specialised teams, and we started specialised teams quite some time ago. That Strata Projects and Innovations team is something that I'll discuss a little bit further, but obviously we have the customer experience, finance and property services teams as well. Next page, please, Jess. So I thought at a high level we'd go through the idea of how the titling will work in terms of a completed site and how the agreements work, and there's a fair bit of complexity here. Obviously, there are a number of stages. You can see landing, which is the first one that's completed. So each one of these stages at the top or the strata plants will need to appoint representatives. We'll go through the AGM at the moment, but they are all tied together in the same way. There are separate agreements from Brighton, Duggan and Real Living. I think it's important to note at this point, we had the first AGM for landing earlier this year, and I was quite surprised that the feedback that Real Living had received coming in. There was feedback from owners that had experience in strata that had never dealt with such a successful setup and outfit that have operated. So Real Living will be instrumental to the success of this site. But you can see how it is. There is complexity there. Owners come in thinking that they just buy into a strata, and they struggle, at times understanding that side of it, let alone understanding the complexity here that Brighton, Duggan and Real Living will be here to work with them. If there are queries with regards to this and how it works, instead of going into the detail now, as I said, reach out. Next slide, please, Jess. So how does a community association operate? I thought I'd go through it quickly, and Bob may go through more of this a little bit later on, but perhaps not. At the moment, there's two main pieces of legislation, the Community Land Development Act and the Community Land Management Act, 1989, so they haven't been updated for sort of more than 30 years, and there's new legislation coming into effect later this year. So that's going to be interesting, working with owners to help them understand that and work through that. And it's new for all of us. There will be alignment to that legislation, to the Strata Schemes Management Act, which is due for update at the moment, and that's a legislated update that's being worked through at the moment. Where it's a little different is that the community association will have a community management statement that defines how the association will operate, and that community management statement will be unique to Sanctuary. There's specific stuff that's been written for Sanctuary and set up for Sanctuary. There's considerable advantages for owners in terms of these setups. The ability and the sort of community facilities that are being provided for owners, the theme of the development, there'll be harmony in landscaping, architectural features, bylaws around behaviour, so on and so forth. And there'll also be site management agreements across the top, Brighton, Duggan, Real Living, but that will go further. You can look at lifts, insurances. The community management statement that's been set up for Sanctuary requires that the same strata manager and separately building manager must be appointed. So there's Brighton, Duggan and Real Living respectively. And here's one of the big advantages, and I went through before, about maintaining the standards across the site. At one level, there's a governance, so that the same advice and the right advice is being provided to all the owners, all the stakeholders, all the committees. Maintenance is being done the same way across the site. Finance is being set up the same way across the site. The advantage of this, and we've seen it in previous projects that we've worked with Sekisui on, the address, stuff at the waterfront, the orchards, at Balcombe Hills, the levies are set right at day one. Everything's maintained right. A small bit of evidence behind that is in the address site. There was a decision by one of the schemes at a point in time to change away from the initial cleaners, and they worked out that it wasn't successful for them, and they reappointed those cleaners. at the fee they were paying before to make sure that it was all maintained. So where it's all brought together and set up the right way is the best way for these sites to operate. But it also brings other advantages around economies of scale, not just in terms of the agreements. You know, waterfront and a number of the communities that we operate, we put all the insurances out at once, which, you know, leverages savings across. So it's about trying to manage levies, but making sure levies are in the right area. So the same applies for your fire maintenance, your lifts, your cleaning, so on and so forth. Next slide. What will essentially happen following the settlement is that the owners will coordinate their move in from Real Living, and then we'll issue welcome packs to them. And then the first AGM will be held. There'll be a little bit of time, you know, with regards to settlements. A third of the properties need to settle, and if they're staged, you know, there was a bit of delay in terms of the staging around landing. It may happen. We're available to all the owners when they need to reach out or they have any queries. But a number of the queries that you're going to get with regards to what's going to happen and when the decision's going to be made will be around those levies. In all of the sites that I've worked with Sekisui on, the levies have always remained the same at the first AGM, which is the levies that have gone out. It's not until later on that owners' corporations will look at levies. So they can have confidence that the numbers that Sekisui are representing, which we've put forward, those budgets, worked on those budgets with Sekisui, are the levies that will go in place. I'll look at election of the committee if you've got people asking about the committees. And going back to that titling that I went through, there'll be appointment of CA and BMC reps. They'll elect people that will represent them at the higher level of the community association. Another important thing that I'm going to go through at the moment, which has been a real successful part of working with both Sekisui, Parkview and Real Living, is around the construction warranties and what's happened, you know, during that period. Since 2009, we've been working with Sekisui, and as Paul said, we've been involved down in the Wentworth Point Peninsula since sort of 2000, 2001. So we've got quite a bit of experience down there. And the other thing is that they'll appoint site agreements, Brighton, Duggan, Real Living, you know, they'll look at cleaning, all those major ones. An important win, I think, for the consumer that we've had in terms of Sekisui is around warranty, and it's very big in the media at the moment, and a lot of owners will be asking. The first thing that everyone should be mindful of is the 90-day sort of issues versus the Strata Schemes Management Act and the Home Building Act. The 90-day, your owners need to make sure that they report that, but that's internal to the unit. The Strata Schemes Management Act and the Home Building Act will deal with the bigger sort of common issues. But we sat down a number of years ago with Sekisui and we sort of put together a collaborative model. Prior to that, the industry would essentially put reports together, get lawyers involved, and at the last minute send it through to, you know, sort of developers and builders. We worked on a process where Sekisui and Parkview would attend the inspections throughout the site, and it allowed some advantages around addressing a lot of those issues really quickly. In some instances, they were able to be dealt with straight away. So the feedback from the customers was very good, you know, in terms of trying to deal with those things, getting them closed out. We do have timing issues that we're going to have to manage, and especially with large sites, it's all got to be done within a 2-year period. And Real Living will be instrumental in sort of managing that, and they've already been instrumental in managing it now with the Sanctuary site. So it's been really successful. I think it's important for owners to understand today there's been no proceedings commenced with regards to any properties developed by Sekisui and Parkview where Brighton Duggan has been the strata manager. We've effectively still preserved the rights of all the owners, but instead of running down and commencing proceedings, we've put appropriate deeds and agreements in place to address all of those, and all of those defects have been successfully closed out, and we've got some very happy owners as a result. Next page. So thank you. That's me. My contact details are there if you need me. Nick Stevenson is the strata manager on site. He's a senior strata manager and a team leader in our Crow's Nest office. you need to speak with any of us at any stage, please let me know.
I just realised I'm on mute. My apologies. Thanks, Phillip. And again, as I explained earlier, it's important that that yourselves and your clients understand that we align ourselves with these big, professional, like-minded companies to us to better equip you and give you more confidence and your customer more confidence in when we're formulating these budgets. So there isn't any sort of hidden major increases around the corner. A lot of time and effort goes into setting it up. So thanks very much to Wainwright and Duggan for your continued support. And I'll pass over now to Bob, who's a partner at Colin, Biggers and Paisley. Similar to Wainwright and Duggan, we've worked with CBP and Bob for many, many years. He's very familiar with our community at Wentworth Point and all of the projects that we've worked with over the last 11 plus years. So take it away, Bob. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Sorry, I'm just reading. I can now share my screen, which is great. Hello, everybody. As Paul said, we've been working with Sekisui House for over 10 years now. I've been working with them at Wentworth Point for all of that time. We've developed some innovative ways of selling our apartments in collaboration with the agent network and the teams within Sekisui. The essential part of what we do is try to facilitate a smooth and orderly exchange process. In the last 4 or 5, well, it's about 4 years now, we've developed our electronic contract platform, CBP Exchange, to a point where we are able to issue a contract literally within an hour of receiving a sales advice, if not sooner, so that document is with the purchaser's solicitor immediately, ready for review, signing, or ready for a response to us to ask any questions or request any amendments. I haven't prepared a fancy presentation, but what I will do is just run you through exactly what we do to issue a contract, and also you will then see what your client, the purchaser, sees when they receive that contract, just so you can understand, if you haven't already experienced what we do, how simple and quick it is. I've made sure I've shut down everything else on my computer so that it doesn't glitch and you're able to see it working efficiently. So let me just press the proper button to share the proper screen. Can everybody see that? Maybe Paul, can you let me know if that's come up properly? There should be a CBP Exchange screen.
Yes, Bob, we can see that.
Okay, super. So before I get onto that, what I'm showing you here is just a CBP Exchange screen for the current development we have landing there at the Sanctuary. We will have a similar setup for Laguna and Glade. The things that are most important to us in order to assist you to get the sale across the line is to have a comprehensive set of information at sales advice stage. So that means all the relevant information is completed properly, including names, addresses. If we can get copies of photo ID, it's very important to us. And each purchaser ideally has their own individual email address. That will facilitate the issuing of a contract in a very timely manner. So when we get a sales advice, and I'll just show you an example of what happens. We bring up the development. In this case, we've got landing still up because Laguna and Glade we'll have set up in the next couple of weeks when we start selling. We get a list of available stock, pricing. So we're selling lot 43. I click simply on lot 43. And I click issue a contract, and then I'll have a drop-down menu with all of the relevant agents that I can choose from, whoever's made the sale, and I'll click on them. At this stage, I'll just click no agent. I am usually the vendor signatory, and then I'm able to bring up some information, basics for that contract, including the lot number, the apartment number, how many car spaces, the price, and the deposit payable. What I then do is complete some particulars. So usually the customer has paid an initial deposit of $5,000. We punch in a receipt number. There's usually a colour choice, lumen, shadow. It may or may not be the same for the next development. We get to provide solicitor particulars in the contract. So Law and Co. We will ordinarily in the sale process for this development require a Section 66W certificate so that there is no cooling off period, and we will set a time frame within which we require an unconditional exchange. So it's usually between 7 and 10 business days, depending on what we set at the time. That will start running from when we issue the contract. We punch in some particulars, choose how many purchasers. In this case, I'll have one purchaser. We'll have the purchaser personally. We require identification so that we comply with the Electronic Transactions Act, and that's why we ask you to provide a copy of their photo ID, either a screenshot, a photo from your phone. All of those methods are acceptable. It's ordinarily a driver's license or passport. We ask you to confirm their FIRB status so that we have the correct reporting requirements and provisions available in our contract to confirm whether or not the contract will be conditional on FIRB. In this case, we'll write no. Name, date of birth, their address. And their email address. I've just put my own email address for your sake. That's pretty much it. That's what we do. We transfer the information that we receive on your sales advice into this platform. We have an opportunity here now to check our work, so we can confirm the price, the property details, the solicitor's details for the other side, how much deposit's been paid, the purchaser's details. And if we're satisfied with all that, we press confirm and issue contract. And that's how simple it is. What happens next is an email is sent to the purchaser or the purchaser's solicitor to sign the 66W or the contract, as the case may be. What I've done in this demonstration is actually set it up so that it issues the contract straight away, which is where we can get the purchasers to sign on the spot. If we were running an on-site launch, for example, but that's just so you can see what the purchaser sees when we send them a link. So they'll get an email, they'll click a button, which will simply say, click here to view contract. And once they do click to view the contract, this is what pops up on their screen. Okay. So first they're asked to click a little box, and the trick with what our system, and it uses the DocuSign platform as its spine, is all everybody has to do is follow the yellow buttons as prompts. So if anyone ever gets lost in the signing process, look for a yellow button and do what it says. In this case, they're asked to agree to sign electronically, which they do, and they press continue. And then they've got the whole contract available for them. So you will see it's populated the front page. I haven't chosen an agent, but it would have filled in your particulars if it's your sale in this case. It fills out the property details, the amount of car spaces, storage spaces, the colour choice, the name of the purchaser, their lawyer's particulars, and it's got the whole contract. If they want to read the whole contract, it's there available to them. They can go to the end where in Laguna and Glade we'll have the layout plan, the floor plan available for them to view. In landing, we no longer have floor plans because the buildings are built, but they can scroll all the way to the bottom if they choose to do so. Once they're satisfied with the details, which is usually just the front page particulars, they click Start and they're taken straight to the signing page. What they do then is they click a little radio button acknowledging they've read the contract. They click Sign, and then they have the opportunity to either pick one of their stylized signatures that DocuSign makes available for them and press Adopt and Sign, or if they're on a tablet device or on their phone, they can click Draw and they can sign themselves, however they wish to sign. Once that happens, they press Adopt and Sign. They're asked to initial the floor plan, in this case it's the title search. And then they press Finish, and that's it. That's the whole signing process. So that's taken, what, 5 minutes to do, and based on a simple sale to a single purchaser. If it's more than one purchaser, we have to put in additional details, so it'll take 10 minutes. But the beauty of it is that, just go in here and stop sharing my screen. There we go. But the beauty of it is it's quick, it's efficient, and it allows for the sale process not to be held up by things like having to compile paper contracts, relying on couriers. In the current, in the last 20 months that we've been living through the pandemic, not having to rely on those physical methods of execution has been a godsend to both Sekisui House and others of our clients who require their sales to continue and for the process to be made efficient. Once a contract is exchanged and signed, each party who was a signatory to that document, so the solicitor who received it and signed the 66W, and the purchaser and the vendor, receives a copy of the fully executed contract, and that's it. There's no scope for pages being lost during a paper exchange. Things happen very quickly, and we've found that, like Paul has mentioned, since we've been working with Sekisui House and we used to run the old paper contracts, which with community schemes can build up to 400, 500 pages. It's taken, the average time it's taken to exchange from when we get a sales advice, it's less than half what it used to be, which means the deal gets closed quickly and everyone moves on to the next sale. With this project, like with all off the plan contracts, the relevant provisions for state legislation apply, namely it will have completion will be subject to completion of the building and registration of the strata plan. Purchasers will receive at least 21 days notice before they're required to settle. Phillip has gone through how smoothly the settlement process has gone in recent stages when we do get to that stage, and that will continue for this development. I think a lot of you would have already experienced how we operate at Colin and Paisley when it comes to contract exchange processing. We aim to respond to requests for amendments by purchaser solicitors within 24 hours of receiving the request, just so that we can keep things tight, keep the transaction moving. We inform Sekisui House of how things are going so that they can then come back to you as the sales agent, if required, to move things along if it's gotten stuck somewhere. The process has been refined over many years, and it works really well. and it will continue to work well for this development. And that's pretty much all I have to contribute today. And I think we're 1 minute away from time. Back to you, Paul.
Yep. Great, thanks. And obviously Phillip and Marcello and Meredith earlier. So really appreciate everyone's time today.
So for your chance to win a Fisher & Paykel 4 87-litre black stainless steel French door ice and water fridge, as both Marcello and Meredith announced in their presentation, you just have to answer what is Fisher & Paykel's #1 leading goal. Just email your answer to sales@sanctuaryapartments.com.au for your chance to win, and we'll announce the winner tomorrow. So if you can just send it through today, and we'll make the announcement tomorrow.
Thank you, Jessica.
And that's it.
Did you want to? Is there any? We're going to.
The questions will be emailed to Danny, so we'll respond to them as they come through.
That's fine. So again, thanks everyone for your time. I appreciate it, and I understand. It's been a slow leading in, but as we get more and more content and collateral, the development team are working extremely closely with council and the planning panels, etc., to get our final approvals, which we're anticipating in the not too distant future. As Bob touched on, contracts are well and truly underway and will be finalised shortly. We've again partnered with Fisher Paykel for some amazing appliance packages that have been really popular to date, and obviously Brighton Duggan as our strata managing agent and partner in managing the estate. So thanks everyone for your time. It's great to see so much interest to date with the little collateral that we do have. I guess we've got to give you something to do during this lockdown. So keep those EOIs coming. I know there's been some really strong interest to date. Our intention is to finalise this first batch over the coming days, and then roll out with an active updated stock list. In addition to that, we will have your own digital online system that you'll be able to do presentations with as either at your office or in our office, and register clients, etc., and the like. So thanks everyone again. Thanks for your time. Good luck, and as you know, any information that will be made available will be sent through as it comes out. We're finalising floor plates and floor plans as well, so you're not working with the architecturals, and that'll all roll out over the coming days and weeks. So thanks everyone again. Good to see so many people here, and have a great week, and welcome to Daylight Savings.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Jess. Thanks, team.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Thanks, Danny.